know we have a lot of problems, including security. As recently as 2 or 3 days ago, we've experienced kidnapping near Kashimila, and the threat of kidnapping will continue until we, every one of us, rise up and defend ourselves. It is quite clear the government alone cannot do it. I have warned very long time ago in a speech in Ukari, that our people must be prepared to defend themselves. That warning is as valid today as it was when I made it.
In a country still battling rising insecurity, retired General Theophilus Danjuma has once again stirred up controversy. And this time around, he isn't mincing words. He has stirred up controversy with the message he gave Nigerians years ago. He said that Nigerians should rise up and defend themselves in the face of insecurity. Now, what did he say? He said, I've told you before, rise and defend yourself. And I'm still saying it again, this time with even more urgency. This was what the former Chief of Army Staff, Theophilus Danjuma, said in his hometown in Taraba. He's urging Nigerians to rise up and defend themselves because government cannot do anything for them. While some others received this message as a positive message, urging Nigeria to take the state of their insecurity very seriously, others are misinterpreting it, saying that it might mean that he's saying that the government of Nigeria cannot do anything to help its citizens in the face of attack and insecurity rising in the country. Now, let's look at his video.
Let's go to our next story. You know, an old soldier is an experienced and practiced person. And so for 86-year-old retired General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, the one you know fondly as TY, there's quite nothing like facing reality, even when circumstances are unpleasant and difficult. So speaking at Takum, his hometown, the proud son of the soil said pointedly, let me quote him, I told you before to rise and defend yourselves, and I'm saying it again, this time with even more urgency, end of quote. The message is, get weapons like your killers and defend yourselves. He added, remember they are human too. You have a right to stand your ground. Makes you wonder if this is not a call to arms. Kayode.
T.Y. Danjuma, yes, it's two-pronged. Now, this call looks very, very appealing, acceptable to a good number of people who are aggrieved. But we must think about the consequence. We must think about the bigger picture. When we arm these weapons, how do we retrieve them when there's no more war?
When you release the weapons.
When we give them these weapons. So I believe strongly that as much as what he's saying, in my view, is wrong, but I believe in modifying it. And that's one thing that Wally was talking about. These weapons, in the name of vigilante, registered vigilante, where we can look at how these weapons are used, because there must be a level of monitoring. Trust me, it will turn to street versus street. It will turn to one household against household. When these weapons, when we probably have chased out the enemies, then brothers will start killing brothers. In the first place, brothers are supposed to be brothers. We are supposed to even see ourselves as brothers. But since the message is not sinking in at this current time, probably that's another job for NOA to do, because I don't know why someone would believe that this is not my brother, this is not my sister, because that's another funny thing.
You cherry pick.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I hear those things, I do not just see tribalism, I see a whole lot of retrogression. Because if I need something from Wale, and Wale is from Tiv or is from Hausa, and is the one that will benefit me, he is my brother at that time. So that orientation is missing. However, for T.Y. Danjuma, I do not subscribe to that call.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's saying it again, and nobody is telling him, stop it. But however, we on this side, we have a conscience to say there is a grave consequence to his call.
Yeah.
And we must say no to call for arms.
After all, Wale, we remember the tragedy of war is that it uses man's best to do man's worst.
Sure.
And Taraba has seen the worst.
Sure.
What more
Sure.
should Taraba see?
Well, I think when people make statements, we should look at it scientifically, you know, not just on its face value. You know, who is this person making this statement? In the first instance,
rationalize the message.
General Danjuma is not just an ordinary person. He has been on the stage since 1960s.
Yeah.
In 1963, he was part of the UN peacekeeping force. He was a commander of 3rd Battalion in Ibadan and took part in the 1966 coup. He was also commander of 1st Battalion.
He was the general Iran's military assistant.
He was Minister of Defense. To IBB's testimonial, T.Y. Danjuma was present, you know.
He was Minister of Defense. He was also Chief of Army Staff.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a frivolous person. He's also a successful businessman who has been, he resigned in the army in 1979, but he has been very active on the political stage of Nigeria since the 1960s for more than 60 years of broken record.
Yeah.
So if this man can be pushed to this extent to make this kind of statement, it's a big challenge for us.
Yeah.
What do we do? So I believe that statement, legally, you can't ask me to go and carry arms. But why is he making such a statement?
That's the modification.
People are frustrated by the killings of women, by the killings of children, by the raping of their wives.
Senselessly.
Senselessly. The law of this country says you cannot just bear arms, illicit arms.
Oh, yeah.
But the law of nature gives you the right to self-preservation when you are threatened.
It is the first law of nature.
Even when you see an animal, if you want to kill an animal, the first thing is that the animal tends to protect, not to talk of human beings. So when people are being killed senselessly, and you could see that video, people are excited, young boys, that look, oh yes, this is what we really want to do. And whether he says it or not, it's already happening. People are already taking laws into their hand because they can't stand it any longer. So I think it's posing a challenge to the Nigerian government that something has to be done before.
While the Benue State Governor appeals for calm, a former Chief of Army Staff, retired General Theophilus Danjuma, has once again asked citizens to rise up and defend themselves in the face of the unending security threats. General Danjuma insisted that government alone cannot protect everyone, and if Nigerians do not defend themselves, bandits and other criminal elements will overrun the country for their selfish interests. He was speaking at an event in Takum local government area of Taraba State.
I know we have a lot of problems, including security. As recently as 2 or 3 days ago, we've experienced kidnapping near Kashimila, and the threat of kidnapping will continue until we, every one of us, rise up and defend ourselves. It is quite clear the government alone cannot do it. I have warned very long time ago in a speech in Ukari, that our people must be prepared to defend themselves. warning is as valid today as it was when I made it.
Before it is too late. And I think we should toe the path of the DG of DSS, who has said that, look, let communities be armed in a regulated manner.
Yeah.
Will you train them psychologically?
That's what I mean by the modification.
Sure.
So that it's not taken out of context. People will say,
yes. Because after the revolution.
Now, here is what happened. We all know that Nigeria has been facing rising insecurity in this country for a while now. Why everybody is concerned now, Nigerians received a message from the former Chief of Army Staff, retired General Theophilus Danjuma, in what seems like a wake-up call. He's urging Nigerians to rise up and defend themselves. You know, because of this insecurity, everybody has been calling on the government to take care of Nigerians and help to save Nigerians from the attacks going on. Now, this retired Chief of Army Staff now said that Nigerians should even rise up and defend themselves. While this may seem like a wake-up call to some Nigerians, others think that this is a subtle hint that Nigerian government cannot even defend the citizens anymore. That Nigerian government cannot do anything to defend the citizens. That it's just there and cannot do anything anymore. That the citizens need to rise up and defend themselves, because if they don't defend themselves, the government would do absolutely nothing. Now, this is not the first time the former Chief of Army Staff is urging Nigerians to rise up and defend themselves. He has said this many years ago, and he's saying it again. Now, when respected figures are telling Nigerians to do something and defend themselves, is it not like a subtle hint that the government can do nothing to defend the citizens anymore? While others may see this as a positive message, others are saying it as a negative message, that Nigerians are helpless even in their own country, that the government cannot protect the citizens, that every man to his own. Now, let us know what you think about this whole situation in the comment section below. Do you think that this is a positive wake-up call for Nigerians to take their lives seriously and take their security seriously? Or do you think this is just another controversy, hinting that Nigerian government cannot protect the citizens anymore?